Both Algorand and the XDC network this week have announced their intentions to enter the U.S. market in 2026. XDC Network's co-founder Atul Kakade actually appeared on the New York Stock Exchange conducting an interview with Finestra where he discussed the benefits of blockchain technology for U.S. banks. Take a listen.
When you want to do an international transaction or you want to do a payment, even domestically or internationally, you feel like, oh, why is it not there on the other side yet? And then you go and talk to the banks, you realize that it's simply because they are running very traditional and old systems. So their backbone is very traditional. They're still signing a lot of papers. Yes, they're exposed to compliances, KYC, ML norms, that's okay, but they're not simply able to upgrade that using the very slow backend and infrastructure that they're sitting on. So trade finance, payments, tokenization naturally is the obvious use case for blockchain.
Now, obviously, after seeing that, I had to do a bit more digging. Turns out last month, the XDC network held a very special stablecoin treasury management summit here in the United States in New York City. Now, obviously, if you know a thing or two about how the XDC network is built, one of the jewels in that design is atomic settlement. And when you're looking to process hundreds of billions of dollars, you're going to need a very fast and efficient settlement system. XDC has it natively built in. And if you want, we can get into the ISO 20022 conversation, but we'll save that for later. In addition to that, the XDC network last year became a member of the USDC Circle Alliance. This alliance is a collective that supports the chains and companies that are building with Circle and utilizing USDC. That obviously has given them some networking advantages because ever since joining that alliance, I've seen a lot more headlines in relation to XDC and the United States. Just last year, we reported on XDC USA, which was their initiative to set up 2 new offices here in the United States, one in Washington, D.C., and another in New York City. So they definitely have their eyes in the right spot. Now, another question that I've been asking is what type of use cases, what type of partnerships could we really see with the XDC network being here in the United States? We know them for trade finance and again with the atomic settlement. So payments are definitely possible. That's a route that they could take. But I see them leaning into the carriers, the shipping supply chain market here in the United States. Names like FedEx, UPS, and DHL really ring a bell when it comes to who could potentially work with the XDC network here in the States. Obviously, only time will tell. XDC could end up being another digital asset treasury asset here in the United States. And judging off of the conversations that were had at the stablecoin summit that they had last month, there's an opportunity for XDC to be used as part of custodial solutions for stablecoin issuers. That would be pretty big. Now, in the case of Algorand, this one hasn't been in the works as long as XDC's networks push to the United States, but Algorand has been waiting for a more favorable regulatory environment, much like other networks. But for Algorand, them having a closer relationship to the United States with Silvio Macaulay gaining his education right here at MIT, they have had a different perspective, unlike XDC, which was primarily based in Singapore. I'll point out to you that last year they were running an ad campaign. Let me remind you, let me show you the ad here.
Hey, morning.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
You guys take Bitcoin, right?
Sure do.
I'm gonna be paying with Ethereum if that's okay.
Okay, yep, no problems.
It's a good thing I'm paying with Solana.
You can go ahead and tap.
Yeah, and there we go.
Oh, it failed. Try it again. Whoa, hold up there, sport. It looks like it's gonna be another 27 minutes before this transaction clears.
What? Sorry, $112. I have like 3 things.
Ethereum, they got that peak hour gas thing.
Now you got it.
Maybe one more time. What are you gonna do? Just wait right here, without the bag, without the bag.
I think it's gonna work this time.
Nope. to shop with Algorand.
How do I get in that line?
Now, story is they shut down all of New York City to film this ad, and they ran a series of these. So this automatically had me thinking that Algorand would find a spot somewhere in the realm of retail payments here in the United States, particularly inside of POS systems, because that's what they showed us in the ad was Algorand essentially replacing a grocery store's POS terminal, or at least the internal operating system. Now, according to their X, they will give us more details about their U.S. expansion here in 2026. But last year, they were working on quantum safe transactions for the Algorand blockchain. As a matter of fact, they completed the first ever quantum safe transaction in a collaborative effort with NIST, which is a US based organization. I wouldn't call them a company. NIST, they set technical standards for technology. So any new device or any new implementation of a device, it has to meet these standards. NIST is that organization. So when you're talking quantum technology, you have to go through NIST. Algorand made the right choice by working with them. So that is another highlight foreshadowing Algorand's potential work here in the United States. And in addition to that, of course, USDC runs natively on Algorand. To my knowledge, though, I am not sure if they're a member of the USDC Alliance. So that's another potential opportunity for them as well. Something else that popped out to me when I was reading the, look backs that everybody is publishing now, the look back on 2025 for Algorand focused a lot on humanitarian aid, a Algorand version of aid assist. So Algorand has been doing a heap ton of work with humanitarian organizations like the UN, UNHCR, World Food Program, organizations of that nature in Afghanistan. Remember Hassab? We reported on it a couple times over the last couple of years, but they have now reached over 1.4 million people, ladies and gentlemen. 1.4 million people, and it isn't just helping refugees anymore. People are paying their bills with a blockchain-based technology. You got to keep in mind the environment here. They don't have access to a traditional bank account, a Cash App, a Chime, a Venmo, or Zelle. They don't have access to that. Maybe some of them do, but there's a large group that don't. And for a very long time, it was prohibiting them from taking advantage of the services that we take for granted every day. That has changed in the last 2 to 3 years thanks to Algorand's technology. So Algorand, man, to steal a term from the world of sports, is a sleeper. Okay, this is a sleeper pick, and if you're holding Algorand, just know you're gonna receive a lot of flack because it's not the prettiest car on the lot, but it's just as reliable, if not more than. So, big news coming out of the ecosystem for some of our favorite alts, XDC, Algorand, making a push into the United States. I see big things for both of those networks. 2026 is honestly shaping up to be very interesting. America is having its birthday this year. So, well, it has a birthday every year, but America 250, this is the big one. All right. A lot of crypto companies are already getting their marketing together for this summer. So I'm excited. Let me know if you're excited down in the comments. Let me know if you're holding either XDC or Algorand. And with that, y'all know what time it is. Let's run that outro. If that money is digital, so is the hustle.